So, a question I've been pondering lately, due to Shadowlands specifically, should you put in the same amount of effort in gold making all the time? And this graph is going to very obviously show you why I've been pondering this question. Particularly this period right here. Right. This is 9.2 launch. This is where I started investing for 9.2 launch, and this is like a month after 9.2 launch. And in this period, I made 28 million gold profit. 28 million gold profit. In this period, I didn't do much. I was just crafting shadow gas ingots and AFK crafting. That was the only gold making. I like buying materials and then AFK crafting when I wasn't playing the game, like queue up 30 minutes of ingots or enchanted materials. And then here we started buying Progenitor Essentia. But this was the first patch ever where I prepared. Mostly just by crafting all the intermediate materials, so I wouldn't have to waste my time crafting them here. I could just focus on crafting legendaries. And, well, it paid off. Look at this. It paid off to an incredible degree. And to put this into perspective, this was about at the end of April. This is 4 months ago. So in this period, or rather in this period, I made 28 million gold profit compared to what I had before I started investing. In the period since, across all my realms, I've made about 10 million gold profit in the last 4 months. A little bit more. Now, obviously, that's not bad. 10 million gold profit is pretty good. In 4 months, I'm sure many people would be thrilled about that. But compared to 26 million in a single month, it's very, very slow. So is steady state gold making worth it? Well, to me, the answer might be no, to be honest, outside of doing the road to 100 million gold. Because I want to be the most time efficient I can possibly be, and if I can spend 5 hours a week for a month and then make 3 gold caps and then take the rest of the patch off, then that's perfect for me. I can spend time doing other stuff that I also enjoy. And I really enjoy crafting, but crafting gets really boring after a little while. Like, it's super cool when you're early into the market, and then it just gets into, once you figure out the right approach, I get bored. Once it's just all about executing the same thing over and over, I get a little bit bored. And that's the thing. So maybe I should change my my approach to that way. Now, of course, sprints like this is just showing the extreme value of doing a heavy effort sprint. You can accelerate your gold to an incredible degree. Look at this. We're going from 30 million to 60 million, or 56, almost 60 now. Through one patch launch by doing some preparation. And even if you don't have 30 million or 15 million or however much I spent on Progenitor Essentia, even if it's like in Korthia where I spent half my gold, just spend half your gold at 500k or whatever, and you're still gonna probably double it once you get all the sales. The other thing you can do, of course, is to just focus on the steady state if that's something you really enjoy, but then you have to focus on the long-term markets, the markets that always get sales or always can get good profit. The problem with crafting power-specific, power-increasing items, which is what I most enjoy doing, is that it's extremely front-loaded in every patch cycle. Early on, when everyone's gearing, that's when they all want gear. Everyone wants to buy the stuff that I like selling. And then 3 months down the line, then it's only people leveling alts who are buying. But then you can flip this, and you can do what K-Chak is doing. If you're unfamiliar with him, he's another gold YouTuber, and he's way richer than me. Way richer. He's on every EU realm. I think he's on every NA realm as well. Absolute Giga Chad at gold making. But he's really good and spends a lot of time on utilizing long-term markets. He's way better at identifying opportunities than I am. He's better at utilizing them because he spent the time there. Now, he's not a stranger to going hard in a single market. He was on Draenor. He was the first one to get into the 262 gear, and he made a silly amount of gold doing that. But he's gotten really good at steady state gold making, which means that he can get in any given week an incredible profit margin, way more than I can, because I'm just very very lazily reposting battle pets for the most part. It's where my gold is coming from right now. So that's something to think about as well. If you enjoy that, but you need to focus on what you enjoy, and I really enjoy I enjoy these periods. I enjoy being the first, figuring out what the best items to craft are going to be, what the best recipes are going to be, preparing a bit, getting ready, and just going ham when they are out. That's what I really enjoy, so that's what I should keep focusing my effort on. And probably after the 100 million gold mark challenge ends, I'll probably just sell all my battle pets and stop doing multi-realm gold making and just play around patch launches, because that's what I enjoy the most. But it's also important to note that if you're starting out, if you're early on in your gold making journey, then utilizing these periods of time to accelerate is going to be super important. I mean, we can take a look back to the launch of Shadowlands, for instance. I had a good amount of gold, but I wasn't ultra rich when Shadowlands launched. Well, actually, this is a little bit after launch, I believe. Yeah, about here we launched with 1.2 mil. And I invested most of my gold continuously in legendaries. I was getting a lot of sales in this period, as you can see. In this 3-month period, I was making 61 million in sales. I was investing all of it back into heavy callus hides and leveling all the leatherworking recipes. But I utilized this. This period right here laid the foundation for this, which let me do this in Korthia, which led the foundation to this, and it allowed me to spend 18 million or something on Progenitor Essentia in this period, 21 million, which allowed me to accelerate up to the next level. And this works even if you just have 200k, if you have 100k. You can still do this on a smaller scale. Probably not if it's legendaries again, because that required so much upfront investment. But if it's 262 gear, which only required you to spend time, then you can do it. And then that gives you access to way more gold. I now have an incredible amount of gold that I can invest in things. I could buy a ton of battle pets that are pretty cheap on Draenor and move them to other realms if I wanted to. And this sets me on the next level. So yeah, there's a lot. There's obviously not like one right answer here, but knowing that particularly in retail, expansion launches or patch launches are such an incredible opportunity to accelerate your gold. You can obviously on Draenor, this is a little bit fake because I don't do anything that's super good outside of launches on Draenor. But yeah, utilize patch launches to accelerate your gold and then reinvest that in long-term markets, in steady-state markets. That's probably the way to get like ultra rich. Do this for a month around the launch and then just quit this and focus on battle pets, transmog, everything that keeps value for the long haul. And getting really good at that. I mean, that's what some of the richest people that are at least telling us what they're doing, people like Kachak, we know that he's doing that. I know that Tekons is doing similar things as well. That's the recipe, guys. Now, if you're me and you don't want to spend all your time doing gold making, I actually don't. I enjoy the thought process. I enjoy thinking about gold making and figuring out the market. And then I get bored if I just have to execute TSM scans or whatever, and then I get bored. So I'm probably just going to do this month and then just be like, okay, I made 20 million this patch, time to play M+ or do something else or make more videos talking about things like this or whatever I want to do with my time. And that's perfectly fine as well. Not everyone has to aspire to be a billion gold rich or 100 million gold rich or even gold cap. You figure out what your level is and just know about this. Patch launches, that's where riches can be made in a short amount of time. And if you're in the right position to take advantage of it, you should. Because it will help, it will accelerate you to a degree that nothing else in gold making can do.